and his ego would be hurt. And that's what Angie, she had to eat them ribs because, hey, Reg, Dollar, if she didn't eat them nasty things, how would that have looked? Her husband didn't eat them. Her kids didn't eat them. You know what I'm saying?
Was a dog like, nah, I'm good? Or was a dog like,
dog is like, hey, man, I'll just take the kibble and bits, man. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Exactly.
Clay said boiled ribs equals unused condoms. And Angie said they were actually pretty good in her chat.
Yeah, I see her. And I see Sluggo out there. Sluggo, my man. But nah, man, you can't be doing no crockpot ribs.
She says Sluggo said she's slow cooking them nice and tender, falling right off the bone.
yeah, they fell off the bone. And also, I'll leave it at that. I was gonna go somewhere with that, but
yeah, man. You see, you doing it. You doing it. You gonna get your ass in trouble as usual. But I'm gonna let it go, like you told me. Let you do your thing. Let you do your thing and handle your presidential issues over there.
Thank you, Reginald.
All right, man. So let's get into, what I would say the biggest thing going on right now. And let's take kind of a funny approach with it in this whole Ryan Lochte situation, man. I'm not even going to go at it from a racial type issue. Let's just go at it from.
There's no racial issue from it. I mean, you got some drunk swimmers acting stupid. According to the video I saw, which now looks very legitimate, they were destroying the bathroom, pissing all over the place. So security comes back there. The owner of the gas station comes back there. They don't necessarily know what's going down. It is Brazil after all. I mean,
right.
So yeah, they come strapped, and it sounds like, they left some money. They got some money from them, supposedly to
like
fix
$50.
Stuff. Yeah, but I mean, it's Brazil. $50 goes a little bit longer down there.
Right. I'm thinking like, damn, you kicked in the door and you only paid $50?
Exactly. So, they go on their way. They're trying to figure out, it looks like they get into the wrong cab. They're all messed up. They're just drunk out of their minds. And, Lochte has always kind of had issues following him. And, it's kind of like, here we go again. I wonder what the rest of the swim team's thinking right now because, hey, at least he got out of there. The other two dudes are still down there for a minute. And the latest update that I got right before we hit the airwaves tonight, Brother Reginald, was that, the guys are cooperating. And even though technically they will be indicted, and of course that's such a heavy-laden word when you hear the word indicted, it doesn't sound like there's any jail time. They actually said that the gentleman will probably be able to go home here in a day or two. And so I don't want to say it's much ado about nothing, but it's more of a political thing right now than a criminal thing. And that's how the writer described it, who was following it. And I can't remember if it was Fox Sports or ESPN that I was watching, but one of them.
I had heard, too, that they were going to try to get the FBI to at least get Lochte's version or whatever. But let's backtrack.
Yeah, they said just real quick on that. They said that this reporter did talk to Lochte's lawyer as well. Yeah. Lochte's lawyer, as of, let's just say the beginning of the show, said he had not heard from any government entity, the State Department, FBI, Brazilian government, anybody as of yet. Obviously he will, but what they're anticipating that's going to play out is that the FBI will conduct an interview of Lochte here.
So I'm still just scratching my head, and I think the dude's 26 or 27, right? Something like that.
Something like that.
Why the hell are you texting your mother? I mean, seriously. Well, why would you text your mother? You out doing dumb stuff in a foreign country. Was he late for a track or for a swim meet? I'm confused.
Hey, you think about going to jail in Brazil? You might be calling your mommy too.
Nah, man, no, not if I'm a millionaire. Now, you know what? Remind me one day to. I gotta tell you a story about some situation that happened to me in Denmark. But in that point, I would call my mom. But if I'm a millionaire, no, I would probably call my agent or I would call my lawyer. my mother would be the last person I would text and say I got robbed at gunpoint. How about that? You know what I mean? I would probably say something like, Mom, make up something. I got in a fight. You know, some people was jumping me. Just that, to go from that story to something completely ridiculous doesn't make any sense to me at all. And then you throw your boys out and you hop your ass on a plane and you leave your boys out to dry. That's where I would be mad as hell, too.
Yeah, and Grego in the chat room says Lochte is 32 years old, always had issues, absolutely. And got to give your Blue Phi a big what up. And, congratulations to this gentleman. He is his high school's new band director. Give it up for the one and only Boosa in the house from Oklahoma, baby. What up, Boosa?
Boosa, what's up, Frank? Go, Mom. Back to your lovely wife. Basically said that you are going to have your wood so dry it will be flammable, Vince. No, I'm sorry, that was Grego. Yeah, Vince and Cedric said Vince going to have to use a rub for his ribs on himself.
Wouldn't be the first time, brother. Wouldn't be the first time.
And Jersey said, don't forget the rib cook-off in the ATL. So I'm kind of thinking, do you have any plaques that showing that you have won any sort of rib cook-off challenges around there in Minnesota?
I don't need plaques, homeboy.
Okay.
When you taste them, you fall in love. That's all. Ask the first lady. Ask everybody who's had my ribs. I'll put it out there on Facebook, on my Facebook page, and get it in Sports Done Right. The people will speak, and they will let you know.
Okay. All right. So not only you a politician, but you also a rib master.
I am, sir. Yes.
Okay. And when Carl and I come, I expect to taste these, and I will be the true judge and let you know. I'll be honest on air how good your ribs are.
Do you require a high chair?
No, I do need a bib though. I definitely need a bib.
Cool. Yeah, we'll get it set up, man, and we'll get the 17 herbs and spices out, do a little rub, and we all good.
So next question, man, and I'm gonna probably get some people upset in the chat room, and this goes along with the Olympics. So
very quickly before you get started, got a correction. Boosa says it's his middle school out there where he lives. That's where he's the new band director. But regardless, Boosa doing big things.
So, it's my frat. That's what we do. That's how we do it.
Hey, Boosa, what happened to this Blue Phi over here, man?
Tell him. I forget. I think he's a little bit older than me, man. Let me just tell you. I definitely put the blue and Blue Phi. That's for sure. You should see videos of me stepping. I do have those. I can authenticate those, even though they're on VHS. But I do have me stepping my ass off, man. And believe it or not, when I pledged, I
just picture a bunch of like average height brothers doing their thing, and all of a sudden, there's a little Reginald in the middle.
I was a number 2 on the line, so there was a guy. There was one of my line brothers that was a little bit shorter than me. So there you go.
Reggie's theme song, y'all.
Cause I know she's living fat. Her boyfriend's tall and he plays ball. So
how's he gonna deal with that?
When it comes to playing basketball, I'm always last to be.
So
some cases never picked it off.
I had a story, but I'll tell you a story a little bit later on, man. I gotta make sure. I think Carla is somewhere that she can't hear this, so I'll remind me to get back to you on that a little bit later. But listen, I'm about to say something that I know people are gonna get upset about, but I think it needs to be said.
Yes.
Here we go. Okay, now the other day, I think on your show and Doug's show, we were talking, or you guys were talking about the NBA, the United States basketball team, okay, and how it doesn't matter how we win, but if we win, and that the countries are catching up to us. Vince, I think that is total BS, okay? These guys should be wiping the floor with every single person.
Wrong.
Okay, so you tell me why, and then I'm going to give you an analogy and explain why I think that you are 100% inaccurate.
First off, you got to remember, Reg, and I've talked about this on my show many a times, that we may have even talked about it last week, bro. The world of basketball has caught up to America. I mean, a big chunk of the NBA, foreign players, Not only foreign players that are making, names for themselves, putting together Hall of Fame careers. Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, on and on and on it goes. Dellavedova, down in Australia. And I'm just trying to, pick names off my brain here, but we all know of all the foreign players out there, So to say that we should be wiping the floor with these guys, while, I get the sentiment, it just isn't reality anymore in the world of international basketball. And that's why you're seeing this, man. I mean, these teams are tough. I mean, we only, beat Australia by 3 after Australia missed a three-pointer to tie it, to send it into overtime. We'll still take out some of them African Zulu nation teams. But, man, when it comes to Spain and, a couple of those Eastern Bloc teams, those days are gone, Reg.
Okay, so here's where I'm going to disprove that. If that was the case, what sport do we play that a lot of kids play and it's actually growing in popularity here in the United States?
Handball?
Nice try. Let's try again. You need me to help you out with this? Soccer.
Oh, soccer. Okay. Football.
Yeah. Football. Okay, so if we go by what you say, here's the situation. Did the United States make the Olympics in soccer?
Nope.
No. Have they won a World Cup? No. I'll answer for you. No. No, does United States, matter of fact, you would know because a European league played in your stadium before your Vikings. But anyway, we have a MLS, right? Major League Soccer in the United States. And in fact, they are getting some pretty good, if not top tier guys to come over and play in this said league, right?
Yep.
Okay, so why are we still getting our ass kicked in soccer? When we play it, just as much as they do, we have an international league, okay, and kids play it, and some of our players go over to Europe. That is a bunch of BS, and it's funny how we like to make excuses. We aren't even close to European soccer talent-wise.
Okay, well, here's the thing, man, and I definitely know I'm the minority opinion. I see the chat room definitely agrees with you on this, Reg, and I understand what they're saying, but I don't know. Maybe they're disinterested. I couldn't tell you, but I just think that at the top tiers now of international basketball, the teams have caught up. I mean, they definitely have, and I think that plays a big part in it. And I see Sluggo had a real good point. He's like, Gov, I think he was saying these teams are akin to, here it is, Sluggo, my bad, agreed dollars. Those other good teams have NBA talent, but what the U.S. has is akin to an all-star team. Problem is, though, not many of these guys have international experience, and that plays into it as well. Very good point.
No. A European soccer team, they can put two
apples and oranges, my brother.
It's not apples to oranges. European soccer is started in Europe, and we play it just as much as Europeans, and we still stink when it compares to the world. That is a bunch of BS. The problem is that we don't want to admit to is that we have a bunch of individuals in our coaching. So when we play as individuals, which is we play street ball and we lack discipline, we get beat. We don't want to admit that we have a bunch of players that are the best of the world. They should be able to destroy the talent, but they choose not to. They just beat Argentina by 30. So I can't go with you on that, Vince. When, like I said, simple reality is we play just as much soccer as Brazil, Argentina, Italy, and we still get our ass kicked in CONCACAF Cup. We get our ass kicked in World Cup. We get our ass kicked in friendlies. So, no, we just make excuses for our athletes, plain and simple. Okay, and the NBA or the USA team should be rolling through. Why are the women basketball team pummeling the other ladies?
Well, because women's basketball internationally is not nowhere near the men's level. And, you see that in what you're seeing in the Olympics right now. Again, I just think, and I know they beat Argentina good, but again, some of these teams have NBA talent. They're focused. They They play, it's kind of like Princeton in college basketball when Princeton used to pull off their upsets and stuff. They play just that slow, methodical, almost old Dean Smith four corners type of basketball. Slow the game